Hello friends, in this series of videos in theory of computation, in the last video we understood that how could a language be represented, either by using a grammar or by using a machine. Now in this video, before we go into depth, let us do a little bit homework on strings, because we know we have defined a formal language as nothing but a set of strings. So a number of operations will apply on strings, so it is better to first be friendly with those operations so that when we are into the subject, these operations don't create problem. Okay. Okay friends, now let's try to understand some of the basic operations on string. The first operation is a length of a string. It is denoted by a mod w. First of all, you understand that strings are generally denoted by usually lowercase of w, x, y, something like this. For example, like in general set we denote by uppercase like capital A, capital B. Similarly, small w, small x, y, z, these are usually used to denote strings. For example, suppose I can write now, let me say there's a string ABC which is denoted by W. Now if you write mod W is nothing but a length of string. And what is length of string? Length of string is simply the number of symbols it have. For example, now here if W is ABC, then mod W is going to be what? 3. Please understand one thing, I'm just counting the number of symbols, and in a string, can you repeat a symbol? For example, triple A, yes or no? Now in that case, what will be the length of a string? Again the answer will be 3. So it doesn't matter how many unique symbols are used, just the total number of symbols in the string is simply as what? Length of a string. So if somebody asks you what is the length of a string, length of a string W is denoted like this, because sometimes they write like this. For example, if they say like this, so it means what? Any string of length, at least or at most, you see length must be at most 3, because W must be this or less than this. Few points you understand. Mod W represents length of a string. Length of a string can never be minus. So it can be -1, -2, it is not possible. The smallest string possible. Now you must be wondering whether it's length 1 or 0. So we say epsilon. Now epsilon is a special notation which is considered as a string of length 0. So if somebody asks what is the length of a epsilon, actually it is what? 0. Please don't confuse between epsilon and phi. Now what is this phi? Phi is a set, it belongs to set theory. Phi is a empty set, you say, or a null set which do not contains anything. Similarly, like if phi does not contain anything and still it is possible to be a set. Similarly, null is a string but of length 0. So null is not a set, but it is epsilon or null, whatever you want to say. Epsilon is a string but of length 0. So if somebody asks you what is mod epsilon, so certainly answer will be what? 0. Okay, next operation is concatenation of string. You see, what does it mean? Let me say if there's some string W1, let me say again ABC, and there's some other string W2, let me say BA, then how can I write concatenation? It is just appending one string after another. So if I write W1 concatenation with W2, what does it mean? It will be ABC followed with what? BA. Now that is W1 concatenation W2. Again you understand, can I say length of W1 plus length of W2 is W1 concatenation W2? Certainly it is, because you see length was 3, length was 2, the length becomes what? 5. You see the things which are explaining here I'm explaining are very obvious, very simple, but these terminologies sometimes create confusion. So that's why I'm doing a little discussion on them. One more thing you understand, can I say W1 concatenation W2 is W2 concatenation W1? Is this operation commutative? Again you understand, answer is no, because if you write in reverse fashion, then for example if this is a case, what is W2 concatenation W1? It will be BA followed by what? ABC. So this operation doesn't holds good. You understand this thing? So what is concatenation? Concatenation is a binary operation between two strings, where you write first string followed by sorry, where you write the second string followed by the first string. The length of those two strings which are participating will be the sum of the length of the total string. Again, can I write like this? Again, you understand, I just explained that the length of null string or epsilon is what? 0. So you can write w concatenation with null or null concatenation with w again is equals to what? W. Because if you concatenate a string with a string of length 0, then of course there will be no change at all. So that is how you define concatenation of strings. Okay, next is what? Reverse of a string. So again, it is also just a symbolic logic. So if I write again like w as ABC, w is a string which is ABC, then what is WR? It is denoted by what? W superscript R, reverse of a string. You just the right string in reverse order, so that will be what? CBA. So again, can I write length of W is going to be equal to length of WR? Certainly yes. So length of both the strings will be same. Just what is the logic? You write the same string in just reverse order. So that is how you represent what? WR. It is useful in most of the cases, like in palindromes and certain, where we say like if there is a string W followed by WR, that will create a palindrome. Whether you read it from both sides, the result will be same. So it is a very useful notation. Next is prefix and suffix. So again, you understand how we can understand prefix. Let me say if there is a string W which is what? Okay, it is ABAA for example. Now what is prefix of W and what is suffix of W? So again, you understand they must always will start from prefix from the starting. So again, like in set theory, you see empty set or null set is the basic set. Similarly, if I start on string, so first prefix I'll always consider what? Epsilon, because theoretically it is a string of length 0 which is in starting. Otherwise, what prefix you have? So you have A, or you can take what? AB, that could be a prefix, or again ABA, or again ABAA. Yes or no? Yes. Again suffix, so you can take it from that side. So either could be epsilon, or either a single A, or a double A, or BAA, or again ABAA. So that could be a possible set of suffix. So you understand, if there is a string W of length n, yes or no? Yes. Can you tell me how many prefix and suffix will be there? So of course there will be n plus 1 prefix or suffix. Why? Because you see, for every symbol you can have one distinct suffix, and you also consider a prefix or a suffix of length 0. So again, if there's, that could be a 1 mark simple question sometimes, so if there's a string of length n, then the number of prefix and suffix will be what? Exactly n plus 1. Okay. Now next is what? Substring. Now you see, let me rub this. Now you see, substring is a little bit different compared to that of prefix and suffix. What is substring? These symbols must be contiguous and in order. For example, now let me write a reference string. If I say like ABBCD, so let me ask you whether ABD or ABBC or BCD or CBA, which of them are substrings? You see, is ABD a substring? A is there, then B is there, but D, these are not consecutive. Actually, that is a different topic called subsequence, which are usually deals in data structure and algorithms. So now that is not a substring, because A, B and this D is not contiguous. They are in correct order but not in contiguous, so I cannot take that. What about ABBC? ABBC, now that is a valid substring. No, that is correct. BCD, now BCD is also valid substring. What about CBA? Now CBA, they are in reverse fashion, that could not be a substring. One more example, let me ask you. BC, again you see, they are also in consecutive fashion, so that is also possible substring. Okay, so you understand this thing, that for a string, a substring is a contiguous sequence of symbols possible. Certainly not required to be in starting or in the last, but yes, that must be consecutive. You can ask, or I can tell you what, if you are a prefix or suffix, you are also what? Substring. But every substring like this BC is not required either to be prefix or suffix. One more analysis we can do is what, if a string contain unique symbols. For example, okay, let me say gate. Now that is a string, also a string of symbols which contain unit symbols. The question could be how many different substrings are possible. So you understand what could be different length. So if length is 0, you see there's only one substring possible, which is what? Null. As I already told, null is a special string of length 0, so we can always consider what? Null. Now what about length 1? You see G, A, T and E, all these are substrings possible of length 1. What about length 2? So we can have GA, we can have AT, we can have TE, length 2. What about length 3? So again GAT and again ATE, 3 substrings possible of length 3. Length 4, that will be only one substring possible. So total number of substring is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Total length is 4. So if you understand a sum of starting n natural number 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till n, that will be what? N into n plus 1 by 2. And one special case for what? Null. So total number of different substrings possible could be what? N into n plus 1 by 2 plus 1 if the length of a string is n and which contain unique symbols. If the symbols are not unique, then you could understand, for example, something is substring for AAA of a 4 times A, so there only will be 5 strings possible, because if you take double A for one time, then you cannot take double A again. So that will be a logic. So I think these are some basic operations on string. So we have understood length, then concatenation, that is to append one string after another, then simply reverse, just to write the string in reverse fashion, and prefix and suffix, that is which occur from left to right, you go for prefix, right to left, suffix. Then we study what? Substring, so that could be prefix or suffix or somewhere in the between. So these are the pre-logics which were required. Now in the next video, let me discuss a detailed conceptual logic of positive closure and key enclosure, which were very important and works as a universal set for this domain. Okay, thank you.